Hey there, friends. Happy Friday to you. For all of you who are coping with Hurricane Florence, you are in my thoughts. Good grief. My son had a show in D.C. and he just called and said the Potomac River is flooding and he's kind of stuck in D.C. And I've got friends and family in both North and South Carolina, so I am just kind of staying posted to Facebook and seeing what people are writing about there. I do hope that everyone will be okay. It seems like Miss Florence is, she's not a quick mover. She's kind of a slow chickie. She's just perusing her way, which means a lot of rain dumped in North Carolina, which is my home state. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. We have some journals to put into the shop today, so I wanted to take you through these. Thank you guys so much for supporting the Etsy shop and purchasing these journals. I just really do hope they bring you as much joy as I have such joy making them. Our first little journal is a haunted house, and he does have a raven on top and bats flying around in the trees, a really pretty gold wooden star, white pumpkin here that has some outlines in gold. The gold was actually a part of the fabric. I loved sticking the little tree on here. It has a little bit of texture on it, and it kind of highlights the word beware on this journal. And if you look really carefully, Leanne, this is for you. The graphic that I started out with has eyeballs in the witch's cauldron, which I thought was so cute. Let's go through this journal. Of course, we've got a skull on the beaded binding here. These journals are just $27, my friends. They make great little gifts. I heard mention of Drawloween and October Daily mentions just in perusing on YouTube a little bit. And these books would make great not December Daily. I'm sorry, I did December Daily. I'm trying to do a little bit of focusing here. There we go. That's a little bit better. In an October Daily. I did October Daily, I think, one year because I did a David Bowie portrait. I do remember doing that. Let's look inside and see what we have. We've just got hairy paper clips for you guys, tea-dyed and coffee-dyed papers, as well as some magazine imagery that has to do with Halloween and just, don't you love that corset? That velvet corset? That's so pretty. Lots of places for you to write or note. Also, don't forget, I know that I talk a lot about writing in these journals, but don't forget, I mean, you can use these as, just a plain pieces of paper to do whatever you want. You can take this piece of paper out and make it into a card. You can take this piece of paper out and make it into a card. You can use the elements here. This is a beautiful piece of coffee dyed paper, and cut some things out, maybe hearts or pumpkins. You've already got your texture here, and put it on these cards, and boom, 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 you got Halloween cards. I know that a lot of you have commented on and thank you for commenting on the flow binder that I have going. These elements, it's kind of like the same concept, you guys. You've got everything you need to play with right here. Same thing as a flow binder, only a flow binder is clear and you can see things. Now, you can see a whole lot in these, but they do have pockets that have other elements for you to play with as well. More magazine pages. This was a funny story from a Japanese magazine. It is written in Japanese, written in English. It's called Ghost Stories of Japan. I thought it was kind of cool. And we've got some old text for you to play with as well. I love these, magic mushroom cards. All the books are basically quite the same on the inside. They just differ on the outside and as well as what is on the spine. So let's take a look at this one. This is a little kitty cat. I did take advantage of my my gold excuse me, friends, my gold leaf. I am crazy about that. And then this is a beautiful little piece that Miss Gail sent along, and the gold of that with the pop of gold leaf down here just really kind of set this book apart. I love the kitty cat, love the little ghost who's kind of in the web of the spider down here, and it does have the sparkle shimmer to it, you guys, because I did use the glitter netting on this one. This is what it looks like on the back. The spine, of course, features a skull and orange beads and glass beads, all kinds of funky beads going on here. Let's take a look inside. You got a full moon to start you out, ATCs, tags, magazine pages here. Of course, we got to have a magic mushroom in there, don't we? These are potion bottles. I love those. A Two of Hearts playing card, a little Pictionary for you. You could use this, I've mentioned this several times, as a writing, write about the fears that you've overcome or some things that you would like to work on overcoming before the end of the year. Man, oh man, I can't believe those words came out of my mouth, because it just seems like this year has completely and totally just sped by. I don't know about you guys, but I can't remember a quicker year in my whole life. Jeez, it's just like flew by. Another haunted house for you guys. This time it has a black pumpkin and a skull, a gold star on the front, this spooky lace right here. The lace is on a burlap base right here. And of course, we have a sweet little beaded spine for you. I think I told you guys that I was like assisted a paranormal investigator when I lived way down south, and it was one of the most interesting experiences of my life. And I can't really look at Halloween without thinking about some of the things that we encountered, especially in homes that were, her expertise was going in homes and ascertaining what the problem was. We went in a home, and the procedure for kind of speaking with the spirits who were not happy with the people in the house was to put a tape recorder in a room. So you put a tape recorder in a room and you ask a series of questions, and then that's it. You know, you don't wait on answers. And you do that in each room where there is activity. And then what you do with those tapes is, and of course you take photographs, which were always super interesting. My friend could, I mean, she just captured orbs that were remarkable. I can't really say enough about that. I think you almost have to have that experience before you really get it. You know, you get that there's, you know, you see what you see, but there is a whole lot more beyond what you actually physically see with your eyeballs. I love this pumpkin, you guys. I think he is just, he's a peaceful pumpkin. Look at him. He's got the sweetest expression on his face, and he's blue, and I love that. He's a ghost pumpkin. So you take the tapes and then you listen to them. And the things that you hear, the answers to the questions, are really remarkable. One investigation that I remember really, really well. Now, I wanted to show you guys the skull on this one. It's just a little charm, and it's right at the end. Another little haunted house with the birds on top. I love these this image. I like it because, you know, the lights are on in the haunted house, and I really do I love the trees. It's got a skull on the front. This one does have a little gold leaf tucked in there. It just adds a nice little pop. The investigation that I remember very, very clearly was there were 2 children, babies, twins that were that had a lot of medical issues. So the photograph of the place where they slept, you know, their cribs, had these incredible orbs just hanging everywhere over where these children were sleeping. And the children were not in the room at the time. So I thought it was very poignant that these orbs were kind of keeping watch over these babies who had so many medical issues. Another house that we went in, the disturbance there was the guy did not like the family that was living there. That's just all there is to it. The answers to the questions, usually the questions are things like, what year is it? Okay, so the year was 1871 to him, but it was like 2006 to us. So he was really stuck, you know, in this. And it's easy for spirits to get stuck. You know, they're stuck in this place and they can't get out. That's very, very common, and that's where you see activity in places like that. That, you know, death brings on activity. Sorrow brings on activity, battlefields bring on activity, that sort of, you know, catastrophic kind of thing really brings on activity. Look at the little coffin here. It's so cute. It's like a coffin purse, you guys, right there. He thought it was 1871, and then there were a series of like 5 questions, and the last question is there anything that you want to tell the people who are living here? So we're all gathered, you know, in the living room, and we're all listening to this recording. Now, I have to tell you that before you listen to the recording, you say your blessings, and you clear yourself, and you clear the area, and you use some incense, and you might use some, some clearing herbs and gems and things like that. And we got to the part of the tape where my friend says, "Is there anything that you'd like to tell this family?" And the guy says, "Get out." And it was like, oh my gosh, you know, then we really had a problem, because he did not want those people in his house, and then you have to convince the spirit that, you know, it's not their house anymore, and there you go, just kind of like poltergeist all over again. We'll have these sweet little journals in the store a little later on today. Thank you guys for listening to my ghost stories and for watching my journal display. Thank you again for your kind and wonderful support at the Etsy shop. I cannot express really what that means to me, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're enjoying these little journals, and I will be making some more today. Talk to you soon, y'all. Bye.